No, I see. I think what we call it censorship here, it will be, for me, it's the only restrictions would be without. But I don't think so. There is, as I think what we mentioned, if the client has particular, residential is more free to use what you want. But anything that's not censored according to the country, I don't think so. There's any restriction about it.
Okay, it's time to open it up to you guys out there. Has anyone got any questions for our panel? Over there. Let's go and ask this gentleman. So what's your question? Oh, you just wanted to meet me. Nice to meet you.
No, usually it's the opposite.
We're the ID consultants for Sharjah Ladies Club, the new build. So actually one of the first requests they had was the entrance, you know, the roundabout. So that, yeah, they said, look, work around this. We want a prominent local artist sculpture in this spot. So we want you to work around this and commission someone. So yeah, I guess so.
That's actually a good example. That has happened, but usually we are proactively advising the clients. Okay, this wall is for artwork. This is for feature sculpture piece, and we work architecturally around it.
Hello. What's your question?
My question is, how do you define a local artist? And does that mean that by local have to be Emirati? Does that exclude people who were born in this country but might be English or African or Filipino?
Did you hear that?
We always refer to them as locally based artists. If they're in the UAE, they are locally based, and whether they come from South Africa, Pakistan, Philippines, absolutely irrelevant, locally based.
I mean, because I think that's the only way for art to really grow, that it locally.
You get some clients that particularly want Emirati artists, and that's fine. But certainly a company philosophy we have is to very much support the locally based artists. Why do I go to Italy and get it? Why can't I get it here? Because there's some very, very good artists here.
Locally based. I think what she said is how many years has the artist or the designer spent here in Dubai? You would say 2 years is not locally based yet. I think that's something.
Why?
Sometimes since we artists is like one community and they say, hey, that guy is only 1 year, so he's not locally based yet. So he's very fresh.
I wouldn't rule them out. They could be here 2 weeks.
How many years
So
is the
sometimes-
standard?
Yeah.
Because it's very tribal, you know that, right? Sometimes it's like 1 year only, and then we guys are here for 10 years, and we're like living here, so we're like locally based. So sometimes they're like that.
17 years.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I don't think so. The meaning of the approach here is I think they can approach them locally. I think that's what responds. Why should I approach them abroad if they are here?
If I'm going to commission something and they're locally based, you're painting for me, we've got this beautiful blue picture, we need a bit more yellow, I can run into the studio, a little bit more yellow, please. It's so much easier than me trying to commission something overseas.
Like any other business that you try to deal with.
It goes back to your first thing that you said, that they commissioned the mural with the guy from Brazil, you know? So it does come back. Why did they get him whereas they could have gotten you or something? So yeah. So locally based isn't Emirati necessarily.
I think you might be able to just shout it. What have we got? So that was more of an advert than a question. So
Very
it's
useful.
fine.
Thank you.
But very good.
So I promised what time and I still have time to ask. It's an important question. My question is, I have a lot of artist friends and a lot of people who own galleries and they struggle on roles and responsibilities. So I feel like artists struggle to put together an art collection which is
I think if you can connect with, I get emails all the time asking this, and quite often we'll advise and we'll guide and we'll say, speak to them, you know, if you want to do an exhibition, speak to them. It's quite often it's going around to the galleries and chatting. Now, unfortunately, I also hear them, you know, they go into the gallery's like, no, you know, we're only doing well-established, blah, blah, blah. It's really getting out there and chatting to people. We get emails all the time from different artists, and they say, oh, some of them we keep on file because the work's really, really fantastic. Others, it's too expensive, so we say, try this or try that. But it's really just connecting with people all the time and ask people to help.
I would also say some basic research by the artist would be nice, because I get delightful visits from really sweet artists who are really good, but I'm like, did you check on our website how it says we only show work from the Middle East, North Africa and Iran, and you're from Portugal, so we can't show your work here because it's not part of our gallery mission to show international contemporary art. So it does sort of drive me crazy when artists are like, I really want to show my work in your gallery, and I'm like, well, you obviously didn't read the website.
Would you?
So I always recommend people read the website of every gallery.
Would you advise those people that come to you, again, if you're thinking they're really good artists, would you give them a helping hand?
Oh, I pretty much always recommend
Not just
another
out the door.
gallery. No, I'm actually probably one of the only gallery people that's nice to artists. Really, loads of them are like, and
You
maybe
are digging
Sharon
a
as well,
hole.
Shaker Waffer, of course. Yeah, sometimes they come in slightly traumatized, and they're like, someone screamed at me to get out.
That's fine.
I'm not going to name
You can
names.
check your ego at
but
the door.
Yeah, they have. But no, I generally will say, why don't you go and see, you know, Waffa, or why don't you go down to XVA or see Sharon at Showcase? You know, I give them sort of suggestions to where to show their work, because most of the galleries here have a focus. So if you can't sadly be in that focus just because of reality, you know, born in the wrong place, then, you know, there's always another option.
There's also a lot of online platforms. We often direct them to there, to contact the online platforms to sell, you know, whether it's prints or originals. And it tends to be more young contemporary artwork.
There's actually a lot. I mean, we get approached by so many.
Yeah.
They email us like on a daily basis. They come to our office, and just the other day we had a very interesting concept, which is a guy. He set up his online portal, so the designers themselves, they can showcase their work. They can print their work on T-shirts and anything, so they can actually sell their own work online through him. So it's an interesting concept. So there are other means, but I think what you were trying to say is, after the exhibition, after the show, how do they sell? Like if the show's over, you know, what happens then? You know, where does their artwork go? Who does it go to?
I mean,
You know, they had this wow, 3
Do you give
weeks,
them
and then
support
what?
databases?
Yeah. Shaker Waffle, would you like to? No. I mean, it's really different with every artist, because every exhibition you do, the artist is going to have a different collector base. If it's someone like, you know, really established artist of ours is an Iranian artist, Parviz Tanavali. So when we do a show for him, I know that really only museums are going to buy his work, or collectors with a super high budget, because his paintings from the 60s start at about $500,000. So, you know, I know where those are going to go, and Parviz probably also knows where those are going to go. But for a younger artist, the tricky thing is about doing an exhibition, you don't really know where those works go. Some clients don't want the artist to know they've purchased their work, because they don't want to feel that they have to continue to purchase their work if they don't want to. And also they might be someone with a lot of influence, in which case, you know, then the artist can say, oh, well, this person bought my work, as if it adds value to their work, because it's then part of a museum or a collection. So it's sort of difficult, but for artists, once they've done the exhibition and they don't know what to do next, I always say it's really the responsibility of your gallerist. That's why you pay your oh-so-bargainous 50%. And it is a bargain, let me tell you, because I have to pay rent, like 8 people's salaries, lighting, shipping, etc. So I really think you guys are getting the better end of the deal, but you know, it's just a personal opinion. Yeah, I highlighted the word lucky, ? While Khalid was talking earlier. So, yeah.